I noticed it on a Tuesday. Not because it was dramatic, but because it was wrong. My boss was already in his office when I arrived, like always. The glass walls were spotless, the blinds half open, the overhead lights humming softly. He stood near his desk, adjusting his tie, dark blue suit pressed perfectly, white shirt crisp enough to look untouched by time. That was normal. What wasn't was his face. It wasn't different exactly. Not at first. Just off. His eyes were set a little too deep. The smile he gave me felt practiced, like it had been rehearsed in front of a mirror that didn't quite reflect correctly. "Morning," he said. His voice was the same. Calm, measured, reassuring. I remember thinking I hadn't slept well. The day passed without incident. Meetings, emails, coffee that tasted burnt. By the time I left, I'd convinced myself it was stress. Faces change in different lighting, I told myself. People age. People look different when you're tired. On Wednesday, his face was normal again. Same man I'd worked under for 3 years. Same narrow nose. Same faint wrinkle at the corner of his mouth when he smiled. Same reassuring presence that made the office feel safe. I almost laughed at myself. Then Thursday came. He wore the same suit, dark blue, same tie, same polished shoes. But his face was narrower. The skin stretched tighter, as if pulled back slightly. His eyes were darker. The whites dulled, as though something had been draining them slowly. When he smiled, it lingered too long. "Good work on the report," he said, placing a hand on my shoulder. His fingers felt cold through my blouse. No one else reacted. No glances. No pauses. No discomfort. The office moved like a well-oiled machine. Typing. Phones ringing. Someone laughing near the printer. I didn't say anything. That night, I barely slept. By Friday, his face was worse. The nose looked sharper, almost carved. His cheekbones jutted unnaturally, casting shadows that didn't match the overhead lighting. His lips were thin now, stretched tight over teeth that looked too numerous when he spoke. Still the same voice. Still calm. Still kind. "I'll need you to stay late tonight," he said. I nodded before I realized what I was doing. When he turned away, I stared at the back of his head. Perfectly groomed hair. No horns. No cracks in the skin. Just a man in a suit. Just my boss. I checked the company website during lunch. His profile photo stared back at me, unchanged. Normal. Human. I pulled up old emails. Same signature. Same name. Same polite tone. I even scrolled through my phone, looking for any photo I might have taken in the office. Every image corrected itself. By Monday, I stopped looking directly at his face. It was easier that way. I focused on his tie, on the crease of his suit jacket, on his hands folded neatly on the desk. But reflections betrayed me. In the glass walls of his office, I saw it. A face that sagged unnaturally, skin darkened as if bruised from the inside. His eyes looked hollow now, sockets stretching too far back, as though something inside him was peering out through borrowed features. When he spoke, I noticed his mouth didn't always match the words. Sometimes it opened wider than it should. Sometimes it smiled when the words were serious. "Are you feeling all right?" he asked one afternoon. Everyone else typed. No one looked up. "I'm fine," I said, my voice shaking. He tilted his head. For just a second, I swear his neck bent farther than it should have. On Tuesday, HR called me in. They asked if I'd been under stress lately, if I'd been sleeping, if everything was okay at home. They spoke gently, professionally. Behind them, through the glass, My boss walked past. His face was almost unrecognizable now. The skin sagged like it was melting, eyes glowing faintly, mouth split into something too wide, too knowing, a smile that felt ancient. But when I looked back at HR, they smiled warmly. "Your manager is very concerned about you," one of them said. That night, I stayed late again. The office emptied slowly. Lights shut off row by row. The hum of electricity grew louder in the silence. At exactly 7:13 p.m., my boss stepped out of his office. His suit was immaculate. His face was wrong, not demonic in the way movies show. No flames, no claws, just inhuman. The features shifted as I watched, skin tightening, bone rearranging itself beneath the surface, eyes multiplying for a moment before settling back into two. He stood very still. "Why won't you look at me?" he asked. My heart pounded. My hands shook. "Because you change," I whispered. He laughed softly, a sound that didn't come from his mouth. "We don't," he said. "You do." The lights flickered. For a moment, just one, I saw the office full again. Every desk occupied. Every co-worker staring straight ahead. Faces blank. Then I noticed something else. Their reflections. In the darkened monitors. In the glass walls. Their faces were changing too. Subtly. Carefully. But no one reacted. My boss stepped closer. His face settled. Normal. Human. Familiar. "You'll get used to it," he said kindly. "They all do." The next morning, I arrived early. My boss greeted me with a smile. His face looked perfectly normal. And for the first time, I couldn't remember what had been wrong with it.